NHL 25 is here. We got better graphics, a new HUT mode, a new and improved AI, and new skill-based one-timers. If you guys haven't seen the reveal trailer, go check it out. There's a link down in the description. I thought it was pretty sick. Great choices for the cover athletes. We'll get into that. And they used the Anaheim Ducks goal song in the reveal trailer. Just fantastic. All right, gents, so here's the rundown. We're going to do a full breakdown of the reveal trailer and talk much more that wasn't even shown. We got the cover athletes. We got the different versions of the game, the important dates that you need to know, everything new to HUT, and all of the new gameplay innovations. Stick around. So as you guys can see, we got the new cover athletes. It's all three of the Hughes bros. They're going to be together on the deluxe version of the game. I think that is a great look. It was definitely my first choice. I called it several months ago that it should be the three Hughes bros, and I think they nailed this decision. Now that is going to be the deluxe version of the game only. On the regular copy of the game, it's going to be just Jack Hughes for all copies in the United States, and it's going to be just Quinn Hughes for all copies in Canada and everywhere else in the world. Speaking of which, the regular version of the game comes out October 4th, with the deluxe version coming out a whole 7 days early. We'll get more into the differences between the two copies later on. And also a very important thing to note here, guys, NHL 25 is only going to be next-gen consoles, so you're only going to be able to get it on PS5 and Xbox Series X or S. And this is actually a huge change because it's going to lead to some better graphics on the next-gen consoles, and it's going to get all the player base together on the same generation of console, which should lead to some better online experience. Next up, we're going to talk about the new gameplay innovations, and let's start with the new skill-based one-timers because that really wasn't even highlighted that much in that reveal trailer. So the skill-based one-timers are going to utilize in-game indicators when you have a teammate that is open and in good position for a one-timer. It's going to have an indication under them, it seems, and you'll be able to time a pass. If you pass it correctly and time the one-timer correctly, it's going to be hopefully a really good one-timer. In NHL 24, one-timers were almost non-existent for a while. They weren't super great. In past games, maybe the one-timers were a little bit too overpowered. So this kind of hopefully brings a new aspect to the game where they're making one-timers viable without being overpowered, and they're adding a little bit of a skill-based element. I think it's very intriguing. And the other new gameplay innovation that was heavily featured in the reveal trailer is what EA calls Ice Q. They're deeming this a new true hockey intelligence. There's three pillars here. We got the next-gen vision control, which we'll break down. We got some new reactive actions. And maybe most importantly, we have new empowered AI. Now, the new next-gen vision control is going to be a new user-initiated skating mode that you can activate if you're in the offensive zone or defensive zone, anywhere on the ice. But if you're in the offensive zone, you activate this, your player is essentially going to square up and always face the goalie that you're trying to score on. This is going to allow you to walk the blue line a little bit easier. It's going to allow you to really use your edges. You can do a full, edge skate around the map. You kind of got a good glimpse of that in the trailer with Quinn Hughes, and you're constantly facing the goalie. Cool new feature. In NHL 24 and past games, if you tried to walk the blue line, it was a little challenging. Basically, your player would just face the direction you're trying to skate without keeping the body open and square to the goalie. And on defense, if you're activating this skating mode, you're going to square and face the puck. Next up, we got the reactive actions. At first glance, there's not much here. There are some new animations that give you a little bit more responsiveness. The idea is, if you're defending and your defender gets beat, you can do a quick turnaround, try to get back into play. Nothing too innovative there, but I did notice that with this reactive actions, there's going to be an increased collision avoidance, which was a big issue in NHL 24 where your defenders were constantly bumping into each other, creating chaos in front of your own net. It was hard to defend an opponent who kind of knew how to take advantage of that and put you against your own computer AI, and it was just very tight. You couldn't really move through your own defenders too easily, so hopefully that helps that issue. Next up, I'm really excited about this one. We have new empowered AI. So they actually mentioned, Mike Englehart mentioned that they actually tore down some of their AI in the game. Usually they're just kind of rebuilding over top of the previous game. They actually tore some stuff down, tried to restart a little bit in terms of the AI. And that's awesome to hear. I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Supposedly, when you're in the offensive zone, your AI is supposed to try to find open areas of the ice and not just kind of stay stagnant. And the last little gameplay tidbit I wanted to mention, because they showed it off a few times in the trailer, was what looks like a new deke. This isn't confirmed. This is just me speculating, but it looks like a new deke where the Hughes bros are putting the puck through their legs as they're turning and changing their skate position. This is actually something that Leo Carlson pulled off late last year, and I highlighted that on my Twitter. I even tagged EA and said they should add this new move to the game. Maybe they listened to me. I'm not sure. This isn't like 100% confirmed. This is just me speculating. It looks very similar to that Leo Carlson move, which sick move. And if they did add that to the game, that's a huge W. Now, I mentioned earlier that NHL 25 is going to be next gen only. So of course we are getting some better graphics with that. They highlighted, your players' flow should look better than ever, and that's pretty cool. Now we're going to jump into the HUT news because we got some big nuggets we got to talk about. First off, we are going to be getting a new mode in HUT. It's going to be called Wild Card. It's going to implement unique rule sets per completion cycle. Not too sure what to expect there. I'm sure we'll find out more soon. And now we got a huge bomb in NHL 25 when it comes to Hockey Ultimate Team. So EA revealed that there's going to be a single progression path for all 3 game modes in Hockey Ultimate Team. That is Squad Battles, that is Rivals, and the new Wildcard mode. They didn't specifically mention HUT Champs. That might be different. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. This is the one thing where I really don't know what to think. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Instead of weekly rewards that are separate for each of these game modes, it's going to be one singular progression path that you earn rewards somehow. We're probably going to have to wait and see more info on that when we get the HUT deep dive. Expect that in late September. Now, I'm not too sure how to feel about this one. On one hand, it is cool that you can play the way you want to play and not be at any kind of disadvantage, or at least that seems like what they're going for. Someone like me, I prefer to play online. If I could play just online all of NHL 25 and not be at any kind of disadvantage in terms of getting like free master set players or getting free power up collectibles or whatever it is, I think that's a huge W. But also I wouldn't want to have less rewards in a given period of time because someone else is playing a bunch of squad battles, which obviously it's easier to do to beat squad battles than to play at Div 1, Div 2, even Div 3 rivals, I'd think. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. And for all you franchise mode fans out there, we are supposedly getting a revamped franchise mode. Again, we'll have to wait and see probably for a deep dive to get more info on that. Speaking of which, we can expect a deep dive when it comes to gameplay at the end of this month, August. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we can probably expect to see a HUT deep dive closer to the game's launch at the end of September. Probably, I would guess, about a week before. So if you want to get the deluxe version of the game, you can start playing 7 days early. So that's September 27th. That's a Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You get 7 full days early access compared to the regular copy. In addition, you get 4,600 NHL points to spend in the store. You get a HUT NHL player pack. You get a HUT Hockey's Family Objectives choice pack, which is 282 overalls. You get the HUT Cover Athlete choice pack, which is an 85 overall, 1 of 8 choice pack. 85 Hughes card at launch is probably pretty nasty because they can all skate pretty darn well. You get a HUT Wildcard Starter choice pack, 84 overall. And then we're all about HUT here, but there are a few World of Chell incentives as well. And last but not least, you immediately will get a 99 choice of Jack Quinn or Luke Hughes in NHL 24 when you pre-order. And that is true for both copies of the game, the deluxe or the regular copy. And if you know that you want to pre-order the deluxe version of the game, make sure you do so before September 13th. That way you get an extra HUT Hughes Brothers choice pack, 84 overall, on top of everything else that I just mentioned. And gentlemen, that is just about all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please drop a like. If you're excited for NHL 25, let me know in the comments. If you have anything to add, any feedback about the reveal trailer, the cover athlete, any questions that you have, I did recently join the design council for EA NHL. Super excited about that, so I can relay your feedback to the developers directly. So please sound off in the comments. All my links down below for TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Thanks for watching, gents. See ya in the next one.